Hello guys, welcome to another lecture. In this lecture we will see properties of convolution integral. So in this we will see properties of convolution integral. So first property is commutative property. So let us say yt is xt convolved with xt. So this will be same as ht convolved with xt. It means we can write as xt convolved with ht is h tau ht minus tau d tau. This will be same as h tau xt minus tau d tau. Okay, this is commutative property. Second one is distributive property. So distributive property says, let us say there is a system whose input is xt and its impulse response ht is addition of multiple impulse responses, means h1t plus h2t plus h3t and so on. So we know yt is xt convolved with ht. This will be xt convolved with h1t plus xt convolved with h2t plus xt convolved with h3t and so on. Means we will apply convolution at individual impulse response and then we will add them up. Third property is associative property. So associative property says, let us say there is a system whose input is xt and impulse response ht is convolution of multiple impulse responses, h1t convolved with h2t convolved with h3t and so on. So we know yt is xt convolved with ht. In all the properties we are assuming it is LTI system. So this became xt convolved with h1t convolved with h2t convolved with h3t and so on. So we can calculate this in any other way. For example, we can calculate xt convolved h1t and then h2t convolved h3t and then convolve these result of xt convolved h1t with h2t convolved h3t. So we can write as xt convolve h1t convolve H2T, convolve H3T, convolve, and so on. So this is associative property. Next one is we have to see properties of convolution integral depending upon linearity, or we can say linearity property. So a linear operation performed at the input side will result in the same linear operation performed at the output side of the system. So we can write as a linear operation performed at the input side will result in the same linear operation at the output of system. At output of system means we can say, let us say xt convolved with ht is by t, then x dash t, which is derivative of xt with time, means dxt by dt convolved with ht will be derivative of output by dash t. X dash t convolved with h dash t, these are derivative by double dash t, double derivative of output, or xt convolve h dash t will be y dash t. So we can apply this property. So in previous example we have seen that ut convolved with ut is rt. So let us differentiate this ut. So this became del t convolved with ut, output became r differentiation of rt, which is ut, or we can differentiate ht, ut convolved with del t, this became again u of t. So, or we can say double derivative del t convolved with del t, means differentiation of ut is del t, ut is del t, so double derivative of rt, rt double derivative is del t. So these are some important results which you have to remember, because these will help in solving questions. So another property is time invariance. Time invariancy. So a time shift at the input side result in the identical time shift at the output of the system. So a time shift at the input results in the identical time shift at the output of LTI system. of LTI system. We are everywhere talking about LTI system only. So xt convolved with ht is yt. So let us advance xt with alpha. So xt plus alpha convolved with ht became yt plus alpha. xt convolved ht plus beta became yt plus beta. Now delete both xt and ht plus alpha convolved with ht plus beta, then output became yt plus alpha plus beta. Now based on this property we can see that we know ut convolved with ut is rt. So we have seen this, that ut plus alpha convolved with ut plus beta is rt plus alpha plus beta. And the second, this was first one, let us say second result. We know del t convolved with del t is del t. So del t plus alpha convolved with del t plus beta, result will be del t plus alpha plus beta. Or we can say RT with del t will be RT, and RT plus alpha del t plus beta will be RT plus alpha plus beta. We can generate all the outcomes. So now let us say one important result, that is duration of output. Duration of y of t. So the starting time of yt is always equal to sum of starting times of xt and ht, and ending time of yt is always equal to sum of ending time of xt and ht. So we can write this as the starting of yt will be as starting of xt plus starting of ht, and end of yt will be end of xt plus end of ht. So let us say that xt is something, let us say this is xt and this is ht, and let us say xt is from -2 to 2, this is xt, t, this is from -3 to 3. So what will be our yt? Yt which is xt convolved with ht. So duration of yt will be xt convolved with ht. This will be starting of xt plus starting of ht. So it will start at -5, and ending of yt will be end of xt plus end of yt. So it will end at 5, and in between there will be some yt. So this is also an important result which we can use in solving our problems. So let us take one example. So let us say xt is a gate function. Let us say xt is this, from -a to a, and let us say ht is again from -a to a. let us say amplitude for both is 1, this is ht. Okay, and these both are given to, means xt is given to LTI system whose impulse response is ht, and we have to find yt. So yt will be convolution of xt with ht. So we can write xt as u t plus a minus u t minus a as unit step function, and we can write ht as same u t plus a minus u t minus a. So now yt is convolution of xt and xt convolved with ht means yt is u t minus a minus u t plus a convolved with u t minus a minus u t plus a. So as this u t minus a will multiply with this u t minus, will convolve with this u t plus a. So we know u t convolved with u t is r t, and by time invariant property this will be r t minus a t minus a, means t minus a minus a t minus 2a. Okay, and when this will convolve with u t minus a will convolve with u t plus a minus u t plus a, and it became minus r t, and again when this will convolve with this it became minus r t, and when this will convolve with the last one it became plus 2 not 2 r t plus 2. Okay, so yt is r t minus 2a minus 2 r t plus r t plus 2a. Okay, so we can plot this yt as r2 minus ta means at minus 2a there is a ramp, minus 2 rt means became negative ramp, and plus rt minus a. So it will be from minus 2a to 2a, amplitude became 2a, and its duration is 4a. So we can conclude that when two equal width rectangular pulses of duration t are convolved, the resultant signal is always a triangular pulse of duration 2t. So this is one of the result which we can remember for our future reference. Let me take another example. Let us say xt is a rectangular pulse minus a to a with amplitude 1, and let us say ht is another rectangular pulse from minus b to b with amplitude. So we can write xt as ut minus a minus ut plus a, and ht as ut minus b minus ut plus b. So again yt will be xt convolved with ht. As we know, all the results that ut convolved with ut is rt, and as time invariance property ut minus a convolved with ut minus b will be rt minus a minus b, and there will be 4 terms, and what will be our yt? Yt will be r t minus a minus b minus r t minus a plus b minus r t plus a minus v plus r t plus a plus v. So we can see yt is, we can plot these ramp functions, and this is a trapezoidal waveform from minus a minus v to a plus v, and this is minus b plus a, this is b minus a, and its amplitude is 2a and the slope is also 2a. So when two unequal width rectangular pulses of duration t1 and t2 are convolved, the resultant signal is always a trapezoidal of duration t1 plus t2. So let us stop this module here. We will see in subsequent module continuous time LTI system properties and discrete time LTI system. Thank you.